just so many of these women, they're just like, I feel like I don't get taken seriously as a female. I don't feel like I get taken seriously as in the industry I'm in. I hear this all the time. It's my biggest pet peeve. How's your little business?
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, my business is small and our office is a small square footage, but our business is not little.
Yeah.
And that drives me insane.
Lauren, Kim, what's up?
Hi,
Hey.
how are you?
Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah.
All right. So just so everybody knows, Lauren Howard, Kimberly
Whitten.
Whitten, like Jason Whitten, famous tight end of the Dallas Cowboys.
With an H.
So no. Podcast over.
Whitten adjacent.
Co-owner of Answers Marketing,
Yes.
founder of Modern Pop-Up Market.
Yes.
You two have now joined forces like Voltron for Gen Xers. You don't even know Voltron?
No, why would I?
Well, you're not a nerd, I guess. Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, am I a Gen Xer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Same as me. Okay, so you two have joined forces to create FEM,
Yes.
F-E-M,
Yes.
Female Entrepreneurs of Midland.
So basically, well, I co-own a business, but I'm the owner who's in Midland, and my partner, he's in Waco. So I'm really kind of it out here. And my good friend Amanda, she's on the podcast with Fufus, and Kimberly's good friend. We kind of were just talking about business and stuff. I'd go in and hang out when I was supposed to be working and needed a break. And we would just talk about being a business owner and like the struggles, everything we were dealing with. And we just kind of realized like we did very different things, but we had the same frustrations. And we're like, okay, we got to figure this out. Like, we got to find a group. Is there a group? We realized there's not really a group specifically for female entrepreneurs. There's like females in business, which is great. And we're like, we should start a group. And Amanda, having a boutique, is insanely busy all the time, which is amazing. And she's like, I can help you, but I've like got to be a supporter from kind of behind the scenes. And she's like, you really need to meet Kimberly from Modern Pop-Up Market. And I had been meaning to, and then Kimberly's like, why won't Lauren reach out to me, to Amanda? And I was like, sorry. And then finally we connected, and we just like became really fast friends, and we were just like, okay, we're going to do this.
Instant friendship.
Yeah. And honestly, instant friendship. And then there's a few other girls on our board who we met, and they loved the concept. They were fully supportive. They were like, yes, we need this from the get-go. And then we all met, and just like the vibe was awesome. Like everybody gets along so well, which is like 5 women on a board. I mean,
Yeah, that's rare.
Yeah. We are all pretty good friends, honestly, at this point.
Nice.
Do you all live in the same house like the real world? Or
It's basically like that.
It's like
cool.
a sorority house.
It's like the
Yeah.
Barbie dream house, but Midland and Femme. Yeah. But it's great. But like Danica, she's our secretary. She has a permanent jewelry company, and she does spray tans and anything else that she thinks of, because that girl is always doing something.
She's also an engineer for Pioneer.
Yeah, Pioneer.
Oh,
She's
wow.
she's crazy busy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
she has like a golf business.
Oh yeah, she teaches golf. She coaches golf
and a
for a
volunteer
nonprofit.
firefighter. So basically, she's doing it all, Barbie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Honestly. And she's super tall, so she's just like
And
like,
gorgeous.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
gorgeous like Barbie of a human who does everything. And then there's Terra, and she's a full-time accountant, and then she has Lux Littles, which is like pop-up kids playground.
plane.
Yeah, like party pins and bounce castles and ball pits and stuff
Nice.
for kids' birthdays. And adults too. She's a pretty big bounce castle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she does that rental business on the side.
Nice.
so explain that, how this is like you say it's a group, but it's not like
Yeah.
a Facebook group. This is a
Yeah.
so like explain, is it membership based? Like how does it work?
Yeah, so it's membership based. So people sign up. We have monthly memberships, quarterly memberships, and then yearly. And then people save money if they pay yearly, because that's a nice little perk. And then we're going to have monthly meetings. We'll have business resources. 2024, we're really excited because we're going to have a small business accounting class with QuickBooks, just like accounting resources of like, hey, this is a great program for small businesses. We're going to have like a marketing class for small businesses. We're going to do like a mental health class for small business owners, like just like a bunch of different things like that. And then one of the things we've realized is like small businesses want to give back, but they feel like I don't have the time because I'm running my business, or I don't have money because I'm a small business.
Margins are tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm just trying to get off the ground. Like I'm trying to survive at this point. And so we really wanted to create something where we could come together and everybody could participate in the same thing and then all give back to the community. So then we kind of facilitate some of that. So May, we're really excited because we're doing Modern Pop-Up Market and FEM are kind of partnering. And we're doing a huge market in the Bush Convention Center, and we're going to have a fashion
Nice.
show, and we're going to raise money for the Midland Rape Crisis Center.
I love
Oh,
that.
wow. That's very
Yeah,
cool.
we're really excited.
Very
It's gonna be
cool.
huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a 2-day event.
Yeah.
Over 100 vendors.
Dang.
VIP shopping, VIP fashion show, auction,
Full bar.
full bar,
Sign me up.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be massive.
Wow.
Yeah.
All locally owned businesses.
Yep.
So
Very cool.
We love that.
yes.
We do. How long has Modern Pop-Up been in existence?
So we started as Lux Pop-Up Market
Uh-huh.
in 2019. So we've been going for a few years. We started in Odessa, moved to Midland. We've done a few at Bush Convention Center, and then we're going to come back to Bush Convention Center next year.
It's like a massive market. Like, people love the markets at the
Thank
tailgate.
you. Yeah.
Like, you have done a really good job with all
Thank
of
you
it.
so much.
It's impressive.
So, Lauren, your background is obviously in marketing with Answers Marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, what's your background in?
So I have a degree in psychology, and I was a teacher, a 6th grade science teacher. From the time I was 19, I started tutoring in ECISD, and then I started teaching the following year, 6th grade science, and then I had a baby, and COVID happened, and I never went back.
So, how did the starting a market come into, like, how did that fall into place?
So I was a vendor. I used to make like wood decor.
Okay.
And so after being a vendor, a lot of the shows that were local were starting to stop doing shows. A lot of them are older. And so I kind of saw the need, and there wasn't like a young show host. And so I was like, let me bring something fun into it. And so that's really how it started. It started indoor and then transitioned to outdoor.
Okay. So, kind of a transition from old to new,
Yeah.
hence modern.
Yeah, modern. Yeah.
Smart.
Sweet brand.
Thank you.
So, I mean, that makes a lot of sense because, like, Fem then is like you can help small businesses with marketing, obviously,
Mhm.
right? And then you can help small businesses with visibility in terms of
Yeah, for sure.
outdoor markets and indoor markets or whatever. And so the two of you joining forces kind of makes a lot of sense in terms of providing, again, resources, right? So is every Fem event around a market or how does that work?
So it's our monthly meetings are more like focused for the community and supporting and just kind of fitting those direct needs. Like I was talking about like accounting classes and stuff. And then the bigger events like the markets. And then if we have other big events, those will be targeted towards giving back to a local nonprofit. We're a nonprofit ourselves. Our filing status finally came through last week.
Nice.
We're very pumped.
Yeah, you said you have a board. I was like, okay, you must be
Yeah.
nonprofit.
Well, we
Okay.
were
Yeah.
working on it, and we were like hesitant to talk about it because it was in the process. We had a lawyer do
took
it
a
because
long
oh my
time.
gosh, that is so complicated.
It is
And it-
complicated. I tried to do it myself,
Yeah.
and I gave up after a while.
Yeah. So we were just kind of hanging out, and we were waiting, and finally last week I'd been out of town, and I came back, and I had a letter sitting on my desk, and walked in and opened it, and it said congratulations, and with all of the information that we have to do now. And then I sat there and cried for like 30 minutes and called Kimberly and was like, we are official. But yeah, we really want to give back to the community and like just support the small business owners. And I mean, the community's what makes small businesses survive. So
Mhm.
then in supporting the community, I mean, that makes sense for us, honestly.
What about MEMS? What about MEMS?
You can start that yourself.
Okay.
We'll support you from a distance because
Okay,
we're not. I mean, we're
perfect.
not. But I mean, a lot of times that we found that a lot of women who own businesses, they're geared towards women. So there's a lot of boutique owners. There's
Sure.
a lot of girls who have salons. There's girls who like do aesthetics or do nails, and that is their businesses / girls like. And then like I have a marketing company, and you have a market vendor market company, and just so many of these women. They're just like, I feel like I don't get taken seriously as a female.
Mm.
I don't feel like I get taken seriously as in the industry I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of times I hear this all the time, it's my biggest pet peeve, is how's your little business?
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, my business is small and our office is a small square footage, but our business is not little.
Yeah.
And that drives me insane. And so many of my friends who are in the beauty industry, they're like, oh, we hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you know how much I charge for lashes?
Yeah.
They're like, they're not cheap. They're like, I take appointments all day. I leave. I pick up my kids. Like, I'm feeding my family. I'm running a business. They're like, there's nothing little about what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah.
But because it's not typical, it's,
I don't know why some people think that, like, if somebody else is signing your paycheck, then you have, like, a real job. But like as women, it's almost considered like more of a hobby
Yeah.
or just something to like kill time.
Yeah,
It's
like a side hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not what it is.
Yeah. Like I was at Modern Puppet Market, and we're handing out flyers about femme, talking to people, hanging out, just having a great time. And I saw somebody that I knew and I hadn't seen in forever. And I considered us like, I mean, decent like acquaintances. Like we'd been at a few things together, walked up, we hugged each other, and I was like, "How are you?" And she's like, "Oh," and she's like, "How's work going? How's everything?" And I was like, "Oh, it's good." And she's like, "Yeah, I follow your little Facebook page." And I was like, I was like, "It's fine. You didn't mean that." Just like stab me with a knife. It's cool.
Block, delete.
Yeah. No longer friends.
Banned.
Yeah. And it's just like people don't think about it. But like you wouldn't say that to somebody who owns like a massive, like I mean, huge company. And you wouldn't say that to a guy most of the time. And so as females, it's like we get written off a lot, especially if I have male clients. My husband has his own job, but a lot of people just assume he's involved on the back end. Or I'll get asked, I'll say my business partner with no gender context. And the first question I get asked, "Oh, is that your husband? Do I need to talk to him?" And I'm like, "It's not my husband. No, he knows nothing about my marketing company, nor does he want to. And no, you can talk to me." It drives me insane.
Wow.
Yeah, some people are going to be like, "Oh, this must," like you're saying, like, "Oh, this must be like a side project or a hobby or I was bored and so I want to do this," right? Versus like, well, what are some of the, being somebody who runs these markets, right? Like, what are some of the biggest complaints and gripes that you hear from vendors in terms of running a business or their businesses?
Honestly, the biggest gripe is like the time it takes and everything like that, and a lot of the, well, I guess how the economy's doing really depends on how they're doing as well. And so different times are different. Like in August, for example, that market was crazy busy. There was so many people there, but people were just getting done like school shopping, so they weren't really spending money. So every time there's different complaints.
So like seasonality plays a big part.
Seasonality plays a big part. Like January, I'm not even gonna have a market because nobody's buying in January.
It's the J months.
They're all
It's
returning.
the J months.
It's the curse of the J months.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Everyone talks about that. I think that's like bigger out here in Midland, honestly, because I never heard that before moving out here like 4 years ago. But everyone's like, "Oh, you don't host an event in a J month in Midland ever." And I was like, "Why?"
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Too hot or too cold?
Well, January, like holidays just ended, and
Gotcha.
then
June, July, summer vacation.
everyone's gone.
Oh, I
It's
see.
like
Okay.
the Midland mass exodus.
So
Like,
it's less about weather and more about just people being in town.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Or
And then
or money
August, they're
stuff.
gearing up for school.
Traditionally, in a family like Midland, a lot of young families.
Mm-hmm.
And so traditionally the man goes to work at the oil field and the woman kind of just stays home with the kids. So they're like, "You know what? I want to create my own money." And it's like really powerful to see these women really like create their own money and like build their own businesses and stuff like that. To set apart from other markets, I am very good friends with all the other market hosts in the area, and we always try to not host markets the same day.
Okay. So you kind of
Yeah,
at least
'cause
give a heads up or something. You know?
there's a lot. Midland is huge. Like I really realized how huge Midland was this year. I had a show the same day as I think the fair or something that was in town. And I was like starting to get so nervous. I was like, "Oh my gosh, nobody's gonna come. Everybody's gonna be at the fair." No, it was crazy busy. I was like, there's enough room for everybody.
Yeah.
There really is. And if there is like any competition, like there's something for everybody. Everybody's gonna like, so not everybody's gonna like your stuff, and then not everybody's gonna like everybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
So there's really a lot of space for everybody in Midland, and it's really growing and becoming more diverse, which is great. So I love that for the markets.
Who's, in your opinion, who has the worst market? Who runs the worst market?
Oh.
I'm just kidding. At what point is it going to hit the saturation level? Like, I mean, are we even close to that, or
No, we're close. Yeah.
we are?
Yeah, we're close.
Okay.
There are like, I feel like especially in COVID, there was a lot of markets. It was like kind of overly saturated. Every now and then, like 1 month, it's like crazy busy with like too many markets, and then you start to get worried about are people gonna come? Is there enough room for everybody?
That would worry me a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time a new market pops up, I'm like, I'm clapping for you, but at the same time, I'm like, we're all gonna go through this together. But we go through it together, and all the other hosts in the area are very nice. And there's been a lot that have stopped when I started. A lot of them stepped back. A lot of them weren't from here. So a lot of the
Oh, really?
Interesting.
a lot of the shows at Bush Convention Center, they weren't from here.
Mm.
Yeah.
So getting older, their family growing, different things like that, they decided to stay more local to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really gave me the space to, I was there too, as starting out in market and what felt like probably overly saturated. But, you either sink or swim, and hosting markets is a lot of work.
Yeah,
And,
I'm sure.
You just kind of go through it. And if you
I think
can't
it's
go
cool
through
though
it,
that
stop.
Midlanders, come to support. I mean, I was at the farmers market this morning, and so it's like
Oh, yeah.
every week or every time. I mean, that's great to see, right? That, of course, with Best Midland, like we want to support locally owned. So it's always great to see that like they're not going like, now I'll skip that market because I got to go to Dillard's or something. You know what I mean? Like shout out to Dillard's. This episode is sponsored by Dillard's, by the way, but it's fine. Okay, so moving back into Fem, right? Is this like how do you two individual business play together? Like, is it a pure melding? Is it pure separation? Are you at the markets going like, hey, do you need my services? Are you going into her client list and going like, hey, you want to start want to be a vendor? Or, I mean,
Yeah, we keep it pretty separate.
Okay.
I mean, because we want Fem to be like, this is the place to come together. And because I have a marketing company, like that's not a secret. Like I also don't blast my face all over Fem's social media. And because it's not about us, it's about like the concept, it's
Right.
about everybody. And so I wanted to be really clear, like I'm not doing this to, like glean clients. Like I'm not just like, hey, a bunch of small businesses come together so I can like work with you.
So I can pitch you all my
Exactly.
packages.
Like if you want to work with me, great. If you don't, you don't. Like
sure.
it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm not offended by that. So we keep business separate, and then that's why like the May show is Modern Pop-Up Market and Fem,
Mm.
and then Modern Pop-Up Market is handling all of the market stuff, and we're not touching that really. Like obviously our team will help facilitate, and then Fem is running the fashion show side of things, and obviously there's crossover. Like people who are at the market are in the fashion show, and people who are at the fashion show go to the market.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep it. We have a hard line in between to keep it separate, just so there's not like a weird
Yeah.
like wavy line of who's
But
doing what.
joining the marketing company and the pop-up market together, me bringing the girls that I know and her bringing her clients and girls that they know, it's amazing. Her clients, a lot of them are not my vendors. So it's awesome to see like vendors who are in like the retail business go and talk to vendors who are in like the staging companies and different like rental companies that don't really do pop-up markets, because our circles are different, but they'll have a solution for us or we'll have a solution for them. So it's like
Nice.
girl power, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so speaking of that, like I imagine like, so you said that there's going to be like monthly meetings?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no sort of like, is there a cap on like the number of types of businesses that can join, or is it?
No.
Okay.
Anybody ever?
Completely open.
Yeah, we've said we don't care who you are, where you come from, what you do. Like we don't care if you're like 19 and starting your own business, or
Yeah.
we don't care
Or
if
an aspiring entrepreneur.
yeah, or if you've been a stay-at-home mom, like till you're 65 and then you decided, okay, I want to do this now. We just wanted to be a supportive environment. When we were writing our bylaws, we were sitting there talking about them, and we're like, okay, like this has to be formal. We're doing it like a nonprofit. We've got to have bylaws. What are we sending to the lawyer? And because Sarah's like, she's like, no bad vibes. And then I think the next phrase was, don't be a B word. And those are like the two. And I was like, okay,
Pretty straightforward.
yes, but like we got to make that lawyery sounding. But that's we've kind of said like, if you want to be competitive, if you want to be nasty, if you want to win over everybody else, like we're not the space for you.
Yeah.
And if we're not the space for you, that's fine. Like you can take that somewhere else, because
hosting all of these people and wanting to build community and stuff, like how do you get through that? Because there's going to be there's going to be competition even within your group, you know what I mean, to an extent, I guess.
Yeah.
As much as you don't want to.
Yeah. There always will be.
Yeah.
There's always going to be competition. It can be friendly, like it doesn't have to be nasty. But we understand like it's going to be a huge group of people. You're not going to be BFFs with everybody. You're not going to like everybody. And we're not asking you to. We're not asking you to come and give us your business plan and tell us all of your profit and loss.
Yeah, and your trade secrets. Okay.
Yeah, give us everything you've got.
Right.
And
Where do you get your stuff from?
yeah, yeah, it's basically the Church of Scientology, but for
Oh,
we'll just
perfect.
blackmail you to keep you in.
Perfect.
Exactly. No, it's really like
I'm in another group, and there was a girl yesterday, and she was like, "Yeah, I told my husband I would quit already, but I don't know how." So that's how we're gonna be. We're gonna keep them all in.
There you
now.
go.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, we want it to feel just like you can come and you can hear one girl just be like, I'm gonna be really honest, like I am struggling this week with this, this, and this. Like, does anyone have any thoughts? And the more vulnerable you are with it, I feel like the more you're gonna get out of it.
Absolutely.
And if you want to kind of hang on the like edges and just kind of observe, you can observe. I mean,
When we first were talking about fem and your idea of fem, I was like, I think that's a great idea. It's like, like I said, we're sort of with Best of Midland just always trying to promote locally owned and small business, especially however we can. I like the like physicality that you're doing with like having these actual members or meeting up and getting all these cool resources to help their business.
yeah,
But you're unlike us, for example, with the website or even social media. You're getting to garnish and foster these like actual conversations,
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
right? And like you're saying, people are going to like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and not only can you offer some
Mhm.
guidance, but the other members,
exactly.
right? So I think that's really cool. So just going back, so I make sure of everything, and I'll let you jump in there. So
Okay.
it's monthly meetings, and they're just going to range every month of different topics, right? And
Yeah,
so
different topics, different events, like fun stuff. Like we're gonna do like a cocktail making class and like more like networking.
oh,
I
not
mean,
even just for
yeah, and
Oh,
do
okay.
like headshots. We're gonna have some that are open to like non-members and they can pay to come to those. And then we're gonna have swag. We have a directory. There's a long list that I really should have memorized of benefits, but it's on our social media. So
Like, I think for the small business owner who maybe thinks like everybody's going to be super competitive and nobody like will want to like help out, I think this will be a good spot for them to like go, oh yeah, like we all
Yeah.
can collaborate and
Yeah.
help each other, and they might have a solution for me. And really, like that kind of like attitude will also like trickle out like
yeah.
outside of the group as well.
For
Yeah,
sure.
like we have a girl, she's an accountant. And she's the one who was like, I don't want to just be like in it. She's like, I want to teach a small business accounting class. Like, I want to do this and offer it for members about QuickBooks, easy small business accounting, and then give some resources.
Yeah.
And I was like, great, love you. And then, so we have people who are like financial planners, accountants, like people in marketing.
Is it Holly?
And yeah, I love her. She's so sweet. So it's like a bunch of different people. So then if you do need a resource, it's like, okay, well, here's somebody in the same group as me
Mhm.
who's also a female small business owner who works with small businesses and completely understands maybe not my type of business, but what I am trying to do.
Yeah.
So it's like you can go to people who get it
Yeah.
and not sit across from somebody who works for this big corporation and looks at you like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Explain this. Like, okay, good luck. Like, you're not getting that.
What was the thought behind it being a not-for-profit versus a for-profit?
We didn't want it to feel like well, we're just trying to like make money off of this. And also like there's a lot of weird rules with
Mhm.
like giving back. So if you want to donate a whole lot of money to different organizations, there's like the IRS looks at you and thinks that's really shady.
Oh.
And so we were trying to figure out, we were talking to a lawyer and we're like, this is the concept. This is what we want to do. Like, where are we at? And he was like, yeah, you fall in the lines. You can be a nonprofit. And we had an accountant look at it and everyone was like, you can do this.
Yeah.
Like this makes sense because he asked somebody who he knew was a tax lawyer. He's like, yeah, that looks real sketchy. If you're
Yeah.
like a business and your main thing is like, you're really not keeping money. You're just giving a lot of
So if
it
you're a
away.
for-profit, it looks shady if you're a for-profit, but
Yeah.
you're basically
Yeah. Because all we'd keep was, I mean, we'd be basically the same thing as a nonprofit is we'd keep enough to keep going and structure it. I mean, we all have jobs, we all work. And so those are our income and we'd keep enough to keep the organization going, provide resources, do fun stuff, swag, I mean, host things,
Mm-hmm.
put on the markets and the fun shows and
Yeah.
get sponsors and do all those things. And then we would donate the rest basically. And yeah, so we were told that was kind of sketchy. So, but we should be a nonprofit because it's less sketchy for a nonprofit because that's the
Okay.
whole point.
Yeah.
that's sketchy. I didn't realize that was like not-for-profits that essentially give to other not-for-profits.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it's working, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So like
Okay.
there was like they kind of looked into it and they were like, yeah, you're good. And
Yeah.
because technically we really started to do a 501c6, which is like Chamber of Commerce, because that's a not-for-profit and that's a business organization. So we originally were kind of going that route, and then they said we qualified for a full-on 501c.
Nice.
501c3? Yeah.
I always get them mixed up too.
Yeah.
I see.
And
Oh,
it's
okay.
like right off
I
as a
didn't know there was a
donation.
difference. I just figured there was
I
just
didn't either.
tomato, I guess.
Yeah. Somebody explained it to me and I was like, oh, got it. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like
I knew
little
there was a
rules.
difference, but I didn't know what it was.
It's basically write-offs.
Yeah.
Like, how can you write off money if you give money to someone?
Okay.
All of ours are tax write-offs for donations.
Okay, so going back to then, are the memberships donations, or you have members and you're also looking for donors?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the members' fees just kind of help, like, pay for like the things that we'd be providing for them, help cover the monthly meetings if we're bringing in someone, if we're providing food, drinks, whatever, fun stuff. Like, it kind of helps just facilitate that. It is also a tax write-off for our members, which is awesome because it's a business resource.
All of us are business owners. So
Yeah.
we all can write it off.
Hmm.
Yeah. Tax write-offs was like a big thing. So, like,
Yeah.
everything's a tax write-off.
I love a good tax
Oh.
write-off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so all of that kind of just helps us kind of keep going. And then all of the sponsorships come in and help us do bigger and better things, and then host big shows where we can give back a lot to other nonprofits.
What are you doing specifically to go after new members?
This.
Yep.
It's a great start.
I've gone to Modern Pop-Up Market and handed out flyers, just talk to people. I mean, I've realized that because it seems complicated, it's easier to talk to people about it. Because, I mean, it's a lot. It's like, hey, you get business resources and you get the community and you get to give back and we're having events that you can be a part. I mean,
And
there's
everybody always
levels.
has the question, do I have to live in Midland to
Yeah.
be a part of FEM? No. It's
Hmm.
all
We're just
West
based in
Texas.
Midland.
Yeah, we're just based.
Yeah.
And FEM sounded better than what do you
Theo.
say? Theo?
Yeah. Or FEBW. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fem just worked out really well. It's cute. So,
Yeah, it's
Sometimes-
definitely a lot catchier. And
Yeah.
yeah. But like I said, people think we're a feminist movement. And,
well, I mean,
I mean,
beginning of the name, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
you could replace the
But also
M. You could,
Fembot.
you could also replace
It could be a lot of things.
the M,
Yeah.
movement with Midland. So I mean, you could
Yeah,
potentially.
exactly. And that's what we were kind of like. They were like, it's just cute and it's fun and you can put on a hat. And honestly,
I mean, it's a branding play, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I saw this hat on Pinterest and it said femme, like FEMME, like the way you actually spell it. It said femme and fierce. And I was like, that's cute. And I was like, what if we just made that like FEM
Yeah.
and fierce?
Mhm.
We actually have a sticker that says that.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. Then we will have merch coming.
Got to have merch.
Yeah. Swag for our members because then it's free. Merch for if people want to buy it.
Okay. So how many, I mean, is there a certain number of members that you're like targeting in terms of like quantity?
Sky's the limit right now,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah.
Anyone and everyone. We're open enrollment. We launched September, so membership's kind of open then, and we're just going to keep it open all year long. And then people can join as when it works out for them. And then next year we'll have an enrollment period, and then we'll cut it off. So
Yeah.
the
So-
first year is just trying to like hustle and
Sure.
share the info and the name. And
Where are you doing the meetings, the monthly meetings?
Second Story is donated space, so we're meeting at Second Story for free right now, which is amazing, and we greatly appreciate them.
Oh,
And
shout out to
yeah, at
Kelly and Brian.
Yeah, at Second
Yeah.
Story. It also helps that I office out of there for my business, so they're great.
Oh, so the commute is easy for you, yeah.
Exactly. It's like I just walk outside.
So you better not be late.
I
Yeah.
know. Well, there's been times where they walked into my office and I'll be like, hold on 1 second. I'm just like finishing something.
On a call still.
yeah,
It's
on a
fine.
call.
We'll wait.
Doing an email, editing a graphic, whatever, all the things. But yeah, they've donated space. I mean, we've had a few other people who've offered space and
Ashton Hooper with Hoop and Barrel.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's a FEM member,
Yeah.
so we want to do something fun
we love her.
at her location.
Bet.
Nice.
Yeah, they bartended
They're
at our
the
party.
best.
It was awesome.
I love them.
Oh,
Yeah.
their drinks are so good. And she's so sweet. And
Mhm.
yeah, so we're going to be meeting there. I mean, wherever we can find it and people want us to come on out, we'll show up.
Nice.
Anywhere who's looking for small businesses to like bring them in, like, because small businesses support small business more than anyone else
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
because they get it.
Mhm.
And like, this is kind of just hype it up. So
Yeah. How does Terra sign up today?
online.
Supportfem.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, we have cute. Well, we have the link in our social media, and it goes to our link tree. And then first thing you see on our website is become a member in 2 places, and just to try to
Just
help.
in case you missed the first.
Yeah, in case you miss it on there. And then sign up is super easy, and there's going to be a directory. We're going to get that launched pretty soon, but it'll have like logos and contact info and basically everything. And then if people want to offer something special, like a discount for their business for people who use the Fem directory, they can. They don't have
Nice.
to. But we found a membership website that does a lot of those things for us, so I don't have to
Yeah.
on the back end because I was kind of stressing about some of that. But yeah, so just online. Yeah.
Okay.
Super
Okay.
easy. Yeah.
When you were saying like having these essentially like workshops or
Yeah.
classes like that, are the people hosting it only members? Are you going to bring outside people who are non-members?
We'll bring outside
Outside
people.
people.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want it to feel like an isolated, like little bubble.
Right.
And we want it to be very integrated with the community. So if somebody wants to offer something, and if businesses, we've had a few businesses who want to offer discounts for Fem members, which is honestly smart because it's like, hey, we have a group of business owners. If you have something for small business,
Right.
offer a discount. Great.
Yeah.
So we've had a few people do that. And so we'll offer those to our members. And if they want to use them, they can. And we'll bring in outside people. And
Okay.
that's kind of the goal.
I mean, we'd love to give some discounts if any business owners want to start some podcasts or
Great.
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
like that. I mean,
Awesome.
happy to.
Yeah, that'd be
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah, thank you. But
Yeah.
we just want it to be fun and supportive. No bad vibes.
Yeah, of course.
And
Just
no bitches.
Hashtag no bad vibes, no bitches. That's the
Female entrepreneurs, join Fem, support Fem. We'll add all the links in the description below. You can tag Best of Midland. You can tag, what's your official Instagram?
it's at support fem. So support and then FEM.
Okay. Get a hold of them. Get a hold of us. Kim, Lauren, we wish you the best of luck with Fem. And like I said, let us know how we can help in any capacity. Always happy to support Fem and to support MEMS. Support everybody.
And thems.
And thems. Why
Fems,
not?
mems, and thems. Love it.
That's a shirt. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Clip that out. I don't want somebody to steal it. That's a shirt, but okay, got it. All right. Well, we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.